New Zealand Methods Xbox, I think, isn't it? Oh. Let's go see if this actually works. I'll check this real quick. I don't want to share no BS with you guys. So,
Disney Plus, Hulu, and HBO Max. Together for
let's check it out.
What's going on, guys? I'm going to show you the New Zealand glitch where you can take a flight to New Zealand and play FC26 early before it even comes out, before the Ultimate Edition. Just before I do that, quickly I want to say I am streaming tomorrow, so go follow me on Twitch. I rarely stream, seasonal streamer they can call me. But make sure you turn your notifications on tomorrow UK time, maybe around midday. That's all I can say. I can't say anything else. So make sure notifications on, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Let's get straight into the video. I'm going to show you can play FC26 before the game even comes out. On PlayStation, on Xbox, on PC. I have to explain to you first. So there's a new change this year. The game officially comes out on the 19th
if he's
September
BSing, dude, I swear I'm done with Neil Guides.
Okay. Now, for the first time ever, game is releasing on PC almost 11 hours before. And the reason why it's 1 PM is because in New Zealand, so I'm in the UK, right? New Zealand is the earliest time, and they're basically 11 hours ahead. So that is why the game is available on the 18th September at 1 PM. So wherever you are in the world, for PC, the game is on 18th September at 1 PM. You can basically preload the game now, and you can literally play the game when it comes out on 18th September. That's pretty much it. Very, very simple on PC. Before you have to change your time settings and all that, leave it, you have to change any of your settings. Okay, now the second way for Xbox is much easier. So I'm going to use this example from last year. So you can see this is FC25. But basically what you want to do is very, very simple, is you want to change your time zone, okay? So you can see, for example, like here,
it's Xbox,
right? The game on Xbox. So what you want to do is you want to go to the top and you want to go to settings. When you're in settings, you then want to change your actual Xbox to New Zealand.
God, I can't stand allergies, bro.
PC version, remember I explained to you on the PC
can't
version.
Breathe.
So you can see over here, everyone can play from the 18th September. You don't have to do anything. But if we go over to the Xbox, now on the Xbox, you can only play it early if you make the game or the console think you're in New Zealand. Hence why it's called taking a flight to New Zealand, or the New Zealand glitch. Because if you change your location, you trick the Xbox into thinking you're in New Zealand.
No way, really, dude?
What you want to do is, very, very important, is you want to go ahead and you want to go into settings. Then once you're on there, you want to scroll down and you go to System. And make sure, by the way, your game is updated, by the way. And then you want to go to language and region, okay? Now, this is so important, okay? Pay attention. Do not change to the wrong thing, okay? Now, what you want to do is you want to change your location to New Zealand. Now, if you want, what I normally do
Where's
is
PlayStation?
Probably doesn't make
no one cares about Xbox.
And method on Xbox. Okay, now for PlayStation.
What up, boys? I'll be right with you.
This is where it becomes a headache. There's probably a chance that most of you can't do this, but I thought I'll explain it anyway, okay? So we have this issue on PlayStation is you can't change your region. So you can try to artificially, if I go over here to settings, let's say go to edit profile, languages, you can see you can just choose your primary language. Now I've tried absolutely everything. There is one way, is that you trick the PlayStation to be in New Zealand, but it's a bit more complicated. What that means is, you have to effectively make a new account. So what that means is, let's say, I don't know, for some reason you're desperate to play on PlayStation. I don't know, let's say you're a content creator and let's say you didn't want to buy any other console, okay? Then what you would do is you would create a new user. You could even technically use I think the way someone did it was they used a VPN and then they created a new user, and then from there they bought the game on the New Zealand store to get the New Zealand version, and then it was a whole entire mess, and then they game share.
And why would you even tell us?
Such a palaver, and sometimes it doesn't even work. I wouldn't even go through it now.
You're a dipshit. Oh, I hate clickbaiters, bro. Usually I like Neil Guides, but do you really, bro? You have 300K almost. Do you have to be a clickbaiter, just say for Xbox and PC. I just wasted a good couple minutes of my damn life. You got my hopes up. And I fell for this last year too, I think. And I was like, Neil Guides, you idiot. But he does this every year. Like, okay, so look, early access glitch for PS5, Xbox. No, it's Xbox and PC, bro. And even Xbox, it sounded a little fishy, but it's like, okay, so what you can do is you can break into EA Sports Studios, and once you do that, you'll be able to hold them to at gunpoint and make them give you a copy of the game. It's like, bro, just stop, dude. I'm in FC26 right now. I'm in the beta watching. I can watch Bellingham warm up over and over and over. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So Neil Guides is full of it. We're about to get started. Just give me a moment, boys. And this is actually a pretty important stream, bro. So I released a video to like kind of calm some people down because today everyone was freaking out, bro, and then like it made some people feel like, wait a second, why is it? How are they playing? What the? And I'm like, dude, it's the only like a few content creators that are at like mainly at an event that got to play. Don't worry, bro. They're part of that same thing. Not all the creator network people got to play it, and so it was like a few. So then the rest of the content creators piggybacked off that and streamed them. So you had all these people following along, and then some of them were freaking out, like thinking, oh, they just saw a screen up there, like, oh my god, so and so's playing. No, he's not, dude. He's streaming another guy playing. Relax. So I released that video, and we were watching Ozio or whatever, and I just pointed out some simple facts. We went through the settings, and but it always blows my mind because, guys, we have so much time to dive into the game, and part of the fun is going in, and there's certain things you do want to prepare for, but guys, we're going to get our own packs. We're going to get our own starter teams. We're going to get to go out and do our own, like, feeling out of the game. You don't need to, like, oh my god, what's that right there? Oh, like a new freaking part of the menu, or oh wait, pause on the walkout, I gotta see exactly what happens. It's like, dude, you're gonna get your own. Relax, dude. Pretty soon you're gonna see that walkout so much you're gonna skip it. So you don't need to freak out and go crazy to watch. Dude, even some of the content creators, with all due respect to Foot Accountant, like, bro, you're sitting there going, quit yapping, Ozio, show us some packs, show us this, and I get we're all excited, but it's like, dude, we're literally gonna have the game in like 2 days. The only people who are getting that game are getting the game and like getting ahead in packs. You'll see comments that are like, oh man, that's not fair. Those guys get to jump ahead. Now when we play against them, you know, they're going to have all the best players. Guys, go to some of those videos and look at the freaking FC points they have. Ozzy has 92,000. The other dude, he spoke a different language. Foot Account was going to a bunch. You're talking like 100,000 FC points, 80,000, 90. Dude, I can be set for the year with like the 4,600 they give me. Playing tournaments, plus what they give me, I'm going to have like 15,000 in total, but they spread them out this year. 2,000 at the start, then another 2 in a month, and another 2 in 2 months. But even with my, 12,000, 11, whatever it is, dude, I'm going to have more than enough. More than enough to get where I need to go with my team. So it's like, there's no need to freak out to look at a bunch of stuff you're going to look at. But if you want to put in the time and energy, hold on one second. I thought usually I could preload. I guess we're about a day early. Okay, I just want to make sure. Because we can preload it, but I think it like is tomorrow the next day. Because at midnight on Friday we can play. So midnight Thursday, midnight Wednesday. So we're about, let's say to midnight Thursday, 48, like 62, 63 hours from PlayStation being able to play. And then the PC guys, which if you see in this chat, Boomfa saying he's preloading, he's a PC guy, so he'll be able to play tomorrow with the PC guys, but they're in their own world. We may be able to end up turning crossplay on this year because they did this deeper anti-cheat for PC guys, which is huge because right now no one can get the top rewards for squad battles because there's a PC cheats that always end up in the top like 20, 30. Like they end up in the top everything, bro. There's a cheat. They can get the maximum points. And so it makes squad battles kind of bullshit. Which sucks because it can actually be fun to compete for like top 100 and like they took top 200 out of rivals and champs and stuff. But it's pointless because it's all PC guys. But they did this deeper anti-cheat because apparently people would have like whatever cheats they were running deep in their system, so it would just whatever EA Sports was doing would gloss over it. Yeah, I got the drops. I think I got the drops. Wait, do I have drops on my Twitch? How do I check that? I've seen people asking that. Let me see. Let me go to my channel. How do I know? Manage your sub, gift a sub. What do I do here? What do you want me to check there, Boomfa? No, tomorrow at noon. Aaliyah, tomorrow at noon. Tomorrow at noon. Holy shit, that window mirror effect is crazy because I got it on my... Alright, so what do you want me to do, Boomfa? So how do I know? What do I do here? What am I doing? Gift a sub. But let me make sure that I got... You just remind me. I got to make sure I watched an hour of that thing earlier. And I'm getting all the rewards from earlier. Drops. Yep. Claimed. EA Sports FC26. I got the gold players pack and the rare gold. I saw that Ozio missed out on his rare gold, and he's like, wait a second, I thought this was supposed to be a rare gold. It's like, dipshit, you clearly didn't watch an hour. You probably turned it off like a couple minutes earlier or something. He was too excited, but he's got 90,000 FC points, so it's okay. I don't really feel bad for him. 90,000 FC points, bro. I get it. You have 300k subs. You're a big timer, but... Man, I need to start. You guys got to go buy. I got merch now, so you guys check the link in the Twitch or YouTube bio. Go buy some sweatshirts, hoodies, shirts, so I can start buying FC points. I mean, true fact, it's the same exact material Gucci uses, and some of them Prada use. I don't have their logo, but I have a cooler logo, and my shit's not thousands of dollars. All right, so... Don't change anything. It might just be for watching the official channel. Oh, yeah. You can't get it. It's for watching the official channel, bro. Yeah. Because I had to get that early. That's what I was just talking about. If you watch for 15 minutes, you got like a gold pack. If you watch for an hour, you got a rare gold. So I watched for an hour while I was working. I had it on my headphones. And there really wasn't much. So, okay, let me get off. This is giving me a headache. So, look. So, EA Sports Companion... FC26 Companion app is coming soon. So it's going to be noon tomorrow, Central Standard Time, okay? Ratings they show you, but this is what you'll go to. You'll go, and at noon you'll log in. No, you can't watch me and get the drops, bro. Unfortunately, you had to watch the official one unless they do an official replay, and they might because their stream froze on like YouTube. So, dude, for the first hour, I watched. And then I finally paid attention enough to read it, and I'm like, no way, it said YouTube drops not available. So Luckily, I caught it, and with like a minute to spare, I got an hour in over on the other one. Because those packs are big for getting ahead. Good, Boomf. I'm glad you saw it. That's why I wanted to make sure to show people. So I got them, so you had to watch the original EA Sports FC post. Alright, so Boomfa, you know you're in my Discord, right? You're a VIP. You know you're in there. Yeah. And I got all the ones from FC25. I ended up completing the season just by the skin of my teeth. So I got that 84 plus times 5. That will come. But I know you saw the community post, but I put it in Discord too, and it's in Discord. You're in my Discord as a VIP. So just making sure you know that. Okay, good. Alright, so here's what we're going over, guys. So first things first. All these games today, we can get an idea of what to expect. Now, I played the beta. I knew it was going to be the same, but there's always chances they'll change it. There's a few things that I didn't like Ozio showed that the first time through ball is still a problem. You can defend it, and it does look pretty snazzy, pretty sick, but it is a bit of a problem. And I watched Inception, and you could tell Inception wants to hate the game really bad, and there was some goofy things, and then he was like, Ozio's just annoying, like, look how he's playing, it's ratty trash, but he was like, I'm just trying things out, and he was enjoying it, and you could tell he was feeling himself, he was whooping his opponent, but he was doing some really, like, non-footballish stuff to try it out, but it wasn't at all, and I broke down the video, but mainly I was talking about, you know, what's removed. I wasn't focusing too much on like what you can prepare for. It was more like, guys, compared to FC25, you cannot tell me this is not way better. You can't tell me this isn't way better than eFootball. You can't tell me. So we're going to turn this on. We're going to watch it. Then I'm going to show you what to expect, how you can derive your tactics from these videos. Okay? And then from there, we're going to go in. I'm going to show you the starter squads I've put together. And I might make one. I was going to do it earlier. I was dead tired, dude, at the original stream. I started falling asleep during the stream. Like you guys have seen it before. I've been up like 24 hours. I got a little power nap. But now I can't sleep anyway because I'm excited. But started falling asleep. I had the screen blocked. So you guys had to miss, whoever was on it missed the whole thing earlier. Luckily I was talking it out. But I'm sure most people turn it off after, like right now, you're just staring at this screen instead of flipping. So I apologize for that. But I'm going to make up for it now. And then we'll go into Footpin. So remember, noon tomorrow, you get the companion app. Now, once I lock into this, I'm locked in. So let me see comments wise. Okay. Okay. All right, here we go. So I'm locked in. I'll show you these real quick just to give you an idea. Okay, so my squads, and I got my regular team here that has nothing. I went ahead just for fun and did this. This is kind of interesting. I'll show you. This is literally like the team I put together, like if I had 100,000 FC points. Ruben Amorim on the bench, of course. Bappy playing. I play 4-2-3-1 wide. The reason why is I'll show you guys when the game's going on, but the tracking's much better, the marking's much better, and I like attacking from the wide, from the width, and coming inside, making the opponent's defense spread out. The reason why you had to play 4-2-1-3 last year is because, like where I have Hansen and Mbappe, when they were tucked in close to Ronaldo, they were sitting right in that perfect area between the center back and wing back. I always talk about it, and it's the best place to sit. But when there's proper marking, a good defender can mark those players. It's tough, but they can mark them. In a crap game like FC25 where the AI defending was terrible, you could just win the ball, and if you're in a 4-2-1-3, you would just slot typically your wingers through, or your striker. Sometimes you didn't even have to aim for them. You had like 3 to 4, because if your Cam was running in too, you'd have that player open. But it wasn't really football. You just win the ball, through ball. Win the ball, through ball. It's so stupid. Some people would win the ball, they'd play out wide, but they'd win it, send along diagonal. Win it, send along diagonal, drive in line, cut back, shoot. It just wasn't football, dude. It was not football. 4-2-3-1 wide. I like attacking wide, then coming inside, playing my wing mids on inside forward, right? If I'm in a 4-2-3-1 narrow, I play the 3 cams all on shadow striker. Sometimes the central one, I'll play on playmaker. But I actually like, even though those shadow strikers on the wing cams on a 4-2-3-1, which I'll show you right now, even though they still will go out wide, in the 4-2-3-1 wide, it's just way better. So the Saudi Turkey team, for instance, this is a 6-starter team, by the way, all going to be affordable because Saudi League's getting more popular, but I'm not satisfied with my striker. That was it. Other than that, this squad is freaking nasty. This Malcolm card, ridiculous. Talisca's always ridiculous. Torreira and Lamina. Kessier at center back. Jalo, whose pace got butchered, but he's sick. Singo's basically a center back, but you can put him as a fullback. Bono's always good. And Osterwold, little speedy left back. Not bad at all, right? I mean, this is literally like a cheap team. But the striker is what it's missing. Who cares? We're not here to talk about that. I'll play Malcolm, who can also play right mid, and Akun, who can also play left mid, so it works out. Malcolm's a lefty, he can cut in. Akun, I believe, is a righty. No, he's a lefty too, 3 weak foot shit. So I didn't even notice that earlier, so that would kind of suck because he couldn't really cut in. But let's just assume he could. They're still going to go out wide a bit, but they're going to be in this area more centralized to start. And then if anything, they'll run out here. But when you play 4-2-3-1 wide, okay, now we'll go back. When you play 4-2-3-1 wide, right? I'll go to my fantasy team, if you will. They start out wide, then come in. So they pull the defenders out, then come in. Now, they have a new box crashers role. I have no idea why the roles won't show up. Like, notice I got Ronaldo in here. He's got Quick Step Plus. This is his champion card. They have a base icon and a champion icon. Which, by the way, if you pack Ronaldo, which is fat chance, right? But if you pack him in a couple days, this is what he turns into in October, November, I think it is. Maybe October. Either way, where are the player roles, guys? Someone else go into Footbin and tell me, am I going crazy? Did they forget to put the player roles in here? They had to have. There's no way they don't have them in here. Where am I missing? How am I missing this, guys? Somebody please help me. Where are their player roles? Where is Poacher, Advanced Forward Plus, Eat a Dick Plus Plus? Where is it? What's this, a little camera? Stats card, prices card. Wait. Oh, you can take a picture of it. Guys, where is it? Chemistry, okay. Deadeye. If I put Deadeye on them. There's his price and stuff, but where is the freaking player roles? Am I going nuts? Four, 3, 2, 1 with the 2 can maybe if it has a way better chance of working in FC26 than FC25, but dude, you're stuck in FC23, bro. That was the meta, the most powerful setup, and then it became kind of a 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2, and then Anders Verging discovered the 4-2-1-3, and no one ever looked back. Footbin, get the damn rolls added. I'm pissed at you guys. So, anyways, no rolls. Nobody knows. I was hoping someone would be like, oh no, just click on his nutsack and he'll find it or something, like some stupid shit. But, alright, so what we got here is Bonmati. I don't know if she can play Box Crasher. That's what I wanted to see. But she's perfect for it. 87 shooting, guys. So, she's sick. So, if you pack Bonmati and she can play Box Crasher, it's a new setup where instead of deep line playmaker where they sit back and try to be a passer, she'll make darting runs late into the box as another goal scorer, which is so sick. Okay? And it can be dangerous because Graham Hansen will be cutting in, Mbappe cutting in, Conti will be sitting back. You could put Sissi, who's going to be so broken. She's going to be sick. I don't know why people are sleeping on her, but she was like a rival to Mia Hamm in the gang, right? A Brazilian superstar was before Marta. And probably play her at playmaker instead of shadow striker because I'll have Bonmati coming in and I'll have Sissi pulling the trigger on balls. And there's so many opportunities for up, back, and throughs and so many third man runs and so much stuff like that. And so having a 4-2-3, a wider setup like that helps. Because if I was playing a 4-2-1-3 and Hansen and Mbappe were tucked in closer to Ronaldo, it would get in the way of that run for Bonmati. What you want is Graham still will be cutting in, don't get me wrong, but at times when she's wider, Bonmati might run through, pull the defender away, then Graham comes in. Or Graham comes in across and Bonmati comes behind. And then Sissi's there to trail and like trigger whoever's open. And then obviously Mbappe cutting in on the left could obviously benefit from all this traffic here. Right? You lay a ball up, you know, and even Ronaldo can benefit. So it's such a sick setup. And that's what I'd like to maybe go with. I'll tell you though, it's going to depend, and I'll show you why. So again, my squads, and I'm going to go to my Bundes team, Bundes men and women team. All right. Why it's a tough call on if I'll be able to play 4-2-3-1 wide or not is because like this, I'm in a 4-2-1-3, which will work, but I just showed you why I'd rather start in a 4-2-3-1 wide. But I was almost going to play it. I had Bierenstein that could play left mid. Bussy cannot play right mid, but I had another player that can play right mid, even though Bussy's good. And I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, but whatever. And so I had it set up, but then their player roles, which you can see on other websites. I just don't feel like going through that right now, and it is what it is. And their player roles were like my striker was only false 9. Both of my wing mids were like could literally only play wing mid on player roles, and it wasn't even a plus. They couldn't play winger or inside forward or anything. And so I was like, damn, dude. So I had to go to a 4-2-1-3, and this is where I started. But like I wanted to start in Yomi. She doesn't have good player roles, right? Limer wanted to play him, start him probably over Sabitzer. All he has is center half, which isn't the worst, but it's just not what I want. I want a box crasher, or at the very least a holding mid. A deep line playmaker, while Nemecha plays the number 6, a holding role. So you might have to change your setup. And also, I know it's a fat chance that I get any of these starter squads that I have already. But like I said earlier, it helps you prepare mentally for the players that are out there. So maybe you pack a Dutch player, right? And you remember Bierenstein. Or maybe you pack like a German player like that center mid I talked to you guys about earlier. He's an Eredivisie Bundesliga player. He's like the first SBC rewards player or whatever. His name's Bozdowan or something like that. And then there's a Stanisic card. We get to pick 1 out of 5, like a squad, whatever cards. Indo, Stanisic, whoever. There's a few of them. And Indo's tempting, you know, Premier League, but he's Japan International. But he is a beast. He's kind of Conti-like. Stanisic, 6 center back, 77 pace, which is good. This year they brought pace back. 6 center back for a starter squad. So he fits right here next to Klosterman, right? But when I saw those players, I knew that because I had this team built. If I never set up my starter squads and just said, oh, well, I'm not going to, it's all on who I pack and this and that, I'll just make my teams in, you guys are going to be sitting there lost forever doing exactly what you could have been already preparing. Oh, I know this player, and I've made this list of the best players in each position, so I know he's one of them, and I know, like, you got all these players down pat, and when the game comes out, you can get to what you want to get to. Do you know how annoying it is to get the game, you want to start opening packs and getting your squad, and then you're like trying to put a team together to get on the pitch, and you don't know where to start. You're like, I don't even know any players right now. Like, who should I? Or you end up getting a player that's way too expensive because you like didn't do what we're doing now. So this is a good thing. But I strongly suggest I don't have nearly as many teams as I would have when, like, before I was a content creator. I'd sit here anytime I had free time. At the end of it, I'd have like every league, every nation. I have so many players, and it just helped me get ahead because I knew where to look for any players or whatever. Now, with that being said, we're going to go like this. Squad builder. We'll start a new squad. We'll get in the 4-2-3-1 wide, which is what I want to play if I can. And I'm going to show you why I want to play it. And I also want you to look at some of the things you notice and what you can do tactically, and also what players may fit because of the way you like to play. Right? So, let's do it. Which player do we want to see here? I mean, we could watch. You did not pack Mbappe. So, see, this is somebody that's at the... this is FG. This is somebody that little background, that's how you know they're at the event. So, they got invited to the event. That's the only people who got to do these. Let's see. Alright, one sec. Yeah, I was going to say Bateson played. But he's mainly like open packs. Did he like play a game? Look at this. All he did was open packs this whole time, bro. Like, God, man, I guess. I mean, it's cool opening packs and stuff, but the football's so good this year. So I guess we'll watch. Alright, I guess we will watch the boy, Ozio.
Who's moved to Arsenal? Who is it? Wait, 82? No, 83. 84? Box. Wait, no, she was at Arsenal last season as well, I'm pretty sure.
Hold on. So, wait a second.
If you don't get Walker and an X3, surely.
So he opened 1 million coins and he has 1 million. Let's watch, let's see, does he play at all? Dude, did any of these guys play? I know I saw him play earlier. Hold on.
Like, what's going on, guys? Ozio here. Welcome back to a brand new video. So today we have got the best packs of...
Did he take down the freaking video?
FC26 is here, ladies and gentlemen, and we are starting...
Hold on. I'm going crazy, dude. I watched him play. Where is that video? Did he take it down? Maybe it's under his lives? No. What the heck, guys? Guys, he took down the video. That's hilarious.
Guys, Ozio here. Welcome back to a brand new video. So today we have got the best packs of FC25.
You think FC made him like not play or take down the videos? We're damn near gonna have to go watch my video from earlier. No, what the heck? That's not what I want to do. That's crazy. They're raining on our parade. He had the video right up there. That's alright. You know why it's alright? Because I got my own gameplay. And that's what we'll watch. We'll watch me whoop on this dude, and I'll show you guys exactly what's up. Alright, so here we go. We already watched me in Gabaros. You watched me come back in that game. As much as it was a great confidence booster and a great game, I want to show you guys another one so you don't get bored. So... oh yeah, the old sniffles. You know that's me with the old allergies, which are terrible right now, guys. If you have allergies, gosh, I feel your pain. Alright, So I don't know if they made him take down the video or if they didn't like the quality or what, but we're going to watch my beta game because they literally didn't change anything, and they shouldn't have because the game is amazing. So at this point, we are all excited to play FC26. We've done all the preparation. We were playing FC25, trying to play it like it was FC26, as bad as FC25 was, right? We've watched all the hundreds of videos. Every day now we're seeing all these content creators clinging to dear life, trying to report on every single little leak, and 99% of it is worthless because we're going to go into the game and see for ourselves within like no time. Like, guys, this just in, when you turn on the game, Bellingham shows up. You know, it's like, great, we'll see for ourselves. So it gets pretty ridiculous, and it can be overwhelming. Just like I said today, players were going crazy when they saw like the 0.00001% of players that got the code to play the game today, like the content creators, they were going crazy like they were missing out. And then they were going crazy because they had to see everything. And the bottom line is, pretty soon we'll see it and we'll be sick of the walkouts, sick of this and sick of that, because, you know, we're going to be grinding the menus. But that's fine, because as long as the football is good, the game will be fun. It won't matter. We won't care. We'll want to be in the game playing. Real footballers don't want to sit in a menu for hours. Real footballers don't want to release a bunch of content about opening packs. We open packs to build our teams, and that is fun, don't get me wrong, but it's fun to get the team to then go play with that team. That's supposed to be the most fun part, and it will be. I am going to show you in this beta game, which again, it's the exact same. They weren't going to fix anything that wasn't broken, like I said. So I got to watch a bunch of the gameplay earlier before, for whatever reason, the videos are taken out or whatever. So we'll watch this. It's the exact same as the full release. Let's just say maybe a few tweaks, but not enough to make a difference. So we can still do our thing, and we want to go into what tactics we can use that pretty much can be told from how the game goes, right? Is it one game and can it be misleading? Yes, absolutely. But if you have a keen eye, you can still get a good idea, and I'll break it down for you to show you how I deducted the most meta formations to start with. And yes, I said formations plural because the better marking AI-wise, the better recovery AI-wise when you're on offense, right? So both improvements with AI on defense and offense make it more viable to play more setups. 4-2-1-3 was so good because you could win the ball, spam a through ball, and the AI marking was so bad you many times would just be through off of that one through ball. So players would just start pressing, get a tackle back or two, play a through ball, you'd score a goal, and it was just ridiculous, terrible football. And it just compiled with all the other terrible things. Now, with better marking, as long as you're a smart enough defender to switch to the AI defender, who's now marked up to your player like they should be, whereas last year they wouldn't, as long as you can switch to that defender and do the right things defensively, you're fine. If you're not ready to switch to your defender, if you think you're going to control, like a rat player does, control one player, usually a midfielder, and let the opponent run into your AI and the AI will do the defending for you, no. They'll get ran around like a cone this year. The AI marking's better, but the AI defense is nerfed to the ground. Same with stamina. If you are controlling the player, you have full stamina. If the AI is controlling the player, the stamina drain exists, right? It's all rewarding skill. You control your defenders and skillfully defend. You control your attackers, skillfully attack. Passing is so much more important. I want you to watch how much quicker and how much sharper the passing is. In my opinion, they took the beauty of what eFootball always did well with passing and they sharpened it. They have even tighter dribbling, more touches, and now what that does is leave less room for the computer of the game to say, okay, what do you want me to do? I don't know how to enter this command, because you would say pass the ball, but it couldn't register animation for that pass, or shoot the ball and it would have to take an extra touch, and all these things made it feel like you were stuck in the mud. It would slow things down. And then of course you add in the bad gameplay, which they fixed, and you had a recipe for disaster. So watch all of that. And last but not least, pay attention to this upper right corner. This is the brand new delay system, whatever you want to call it, where this represents all the way over here to the left is the L1 and L2 button. Then you have the arrow buttons. Then you have the 2 analog sticks. Then you have triangle, square, triangle, shoot, pass, and then square, right? Triangle, O, X, square. Then over here you have, of course, R1, R2. So right now I'm holding down the sprint button, R2. You can see it. What will happen is, as I'm pressing the buttons, that will light up. As I'm moving the analog sticks, that will light up, and it will show you how delayed or how right on time I am. And what I noticed throughout the beta is I was on time a vast majority of the when I was playing, and a few times it got to yellow, never got to red. But it literally will show you to the exact, like, whatever millisecond, right? Which you just have to see it when it's in action. But say I go to shoot the ball and there's delay and it was red, and I shoot, I'd be able to tell down to, like, start a timer and then see from when I press the button to when the animation actually went off how much delay there is. So this new system is very cool. It seems way more responsive than just like how before I'd have the overlays and I'd have to kind of see for myself, but there was no indicators, right? And then not only that, but it hid the ping bar or whatever, which was behind it. So it's just a way better system. Watch it, see if you like it too, but that's what that little, whatever you want to call this meter up in the top right is. So let's get into the gameplay with the objective of picking out what tactics we want to go into FC26 with, just based on how the game flows. Let's get started. Alright, so obviously I'm in the white, opponent's in the gold or orange, whichever you want to call it. You can see the sharper passing right off the bat. If anybody says otherwise, they're crazy, man. It's just the way the ball moves, the way when you press the button, it's just a quick reaction is brilliant. That finish right there, what I always say about dynamic finishing is I personally had to aim that across my body. I could have went near post. I could have went low driven there. You have the choice of hitting anywhere on the net right now, and it's just then, of course, the room for error is based on the skill of the shooter, how high their stats are. There's a pretty powerful low driven there. Keeper made a good save. It was sort of right at him, but they had almost like a glitch with the low driven shots where it would go kind of under the keeper, right? So here's the camera I'm messing with here. You have the Ultimate Team camera, and then you have co-op. I don't mind the Ultimate Team. Let me pause this real quick. I don't mind the Ultimate Team camera, but I will tell you that it is a little like, so you see the Ultimate Team cameras on and you get the crowd involved. That's why they did it, more immersion. The problem with it is that co-op is still just a little better because it takes away the crowd, so there's no immersion, but now you can be zoomed out and then have that perfect zoomed in enough, to dribble and not be thrown off, but zoomed out enough to see a decent amount of the pitch. So I don't know if it's for strictly like being in the moment. Like if I'm doing offline, I'd want to have the Ultimate Team camera. But guess what? You can only use it in Ultimate Team. It's the dumbest thing. I'd want to see the stadiums in if I'm at the Bernabeu or if I'm at Old Trafford, I'd want to see all the stadiums. But for Ultimate Team, where you play at the same stadium basically, unless you're playing squad battles or friendlies or rivals, but for the most part, everyone's using the same stadium. So it's like, why do an immersion type of camera angle only for online play? It makes no sense. Make it available for the modes where we want to see the stadiums. For competitive mode, I think co-op's still the best angle, but you can definitely at least try in squad battles the Ultimate Team camera. So long story short, I'll probably go co-op, but I just want to explain that, and I wanted to tell you that when I was shooting that ball, I buried it far post. I'm going precision shooting. You can go low driven. The goalkeepers for low driven shots were broken. That was somewhat of an issue here, which is funny I made that save, but the shooter kind of shot it right at me. It was where like you would do a low driven kind of right next to him, and they just do this little plop over. Already before initial release, they did a feedback video told us they were going to do these every month, so that was a surprise. And they already fixed the low-driven shots, nerfed them down. Then they showed us the trajectory of the finesse shots that were apparently going in, but I only shot a couple to practice them, and I never noticed it. But they already nerfed the arc of the finesse shots, so those won't go in anymore like they were. It's the goalie has a fair chance. Now, the goalie, I heard this earlier, like, I heard the goalies are broken. No, they're very good. They're improved as they should be, but they're not broken. It's just like real football, right? But you guys be the judge. You guys check some of these things out. That's why I paused it. I want you to look for some of these. All the while, the main goal is to try to derive the best tactics to use based on the flow of the game, the movement, what you think would work best, and we'll go into that afterwards. Why did I pause it that long? Just so you guys can kind of see, I don't know. It's pretty much, this part's always the same, right, as FC25. It's really the gameplay we want to see in a few of the tweaks. The graphics are the graphics at this point. See the movement, boys? You can just see it's just better. I forced that. Good defense, but you see good tracking, much better. You can already see the difference in tracking. I want you to watch as the defenders, the wingbacks in particular, move up the pitch. Watch their recovery, right? That's the main reason I want you guys to, for those of you who don't have a keen eye on how to look for these things, that's what I want to teach you. I want to help you out on it. So watch my defenders recovering. Look it. Like, obviously that was a quick counter, but they recovered fairly nicely. You know, my two backs did their job, my center backs. And that's the beauty. Oh, I should have went out wide. It worked out. I should have went out wide, though. What a goal. Guys, we're gonna rewind that a bit. I had two options there. But that's what I mean. That is football. Who is a crazy son of a gun? That one dude, Irving, that's always coming on. And there's a couple other ones, that Jester dude or just whatever. Typical name, right? Jester. And it's kind of what he is. Because, guys, there's no way anybody in their right mind is comparing this to UFL. So let's watch this again. Watch the build-up. Watch the football here. Had my winger there. Beautiful by Dembele. It's just brilliant stuff, guys. It's just brilliant. And I have my wingers, and the beauty is I didn't have to use them there, but in this 4-2-3-1 wide, I have the width, and then I work it into the middle, and I'm always stretching out my opponent, or at least making him think. Look at the width. Look at across the front right there. Let's just pause it real quick. So look here. I have the run down the left. Two players here. I have showing two, making a run. See, I don't know if you guys can see my cursor or not, but either way, even if you can't, that's fine. We start with the farthest to the left side of the field. You see that run down the left? I could play that ball. You see one player's facing two, one's facing away, right? So the player facing two, player facing away is making a run, so that's huge. And then over here, these two are about to make runs. We'll see what they do. But just in this area right there, four players all doing the right thing. Now in FC25, it literally would have been standing around, or all three would have been running in the same direction this way, away from the ball, offsides. None of them have any idea what they're doing. not in a good place. Just there's already a ton of difference in the AI movement, both on the attack and defense, and it's hard for a lot of people to recognize that, but that makes the flow of the game go so much better. It makes it fun. You need AI to work, but then when it comes to the skill of utilizing the AI, you seeing their movement, and then playing them the ball, then you take over, right? The AI is not doing things for you. They can't win the game for you, but their movement puts them in positions where if you're smart, if you're a skilled player, you can utilize their good positioning to make things happen. If they're in a bad position to start, the game's it can't be football, right? So the AI movement is important, and they did a great job improving it. So you see the movement, you see the runs. Look out wide now. Now I wanted you to see the push-pull all the way out wide, and then into this player coming to the ball right here. I just want to rewind just a bit. Now I want you to watch the far right side, the two furthest players in white. I want you to watch how they sort of almost make the same run, and then watch them naturally just change. Similar to in a game, like you communicate, I got this run, or whatever you communicate, and watch this. Farthest players to the right. Right, so now I'm working the ball to the right. Ready? Now watch, boom. Now look, for a second there, they both were running forward, right? There's one back over there. They have their left back, two players, right? So he's already in trouble, which I love. I could clip this ball in right now if I wanted. Now watch what these two do. Watch what the inside man does. He changes, he sees someone's running there, and watch. Boom. Now he comes to, and no one comes and follows him, but it made my opponent, if he was, took the bait, he might pull this wing back up, and now I'm really open, which I still am, although he can get out there once I play that ball. So if he got sucked in the left back, I'd be on. So that was a beautiful run. Beautiful kind of dummy run to take pressure off of my teammate. That's awesome. Boom. Beautiful stuff there. I thought about overlapping them too, which is cool, and it would have worked out. An overlap with an AI. I mean, come on, man. Who would have thunk? In FC25 and even in the past few years, you would have ended up, that player would have been just hugging the sideline, standing there, waiting to being the best defender on the opposition. Now look at the marking too. Look at the marking. The only bad mark is probably because of the opponent being silly and not he probably took away from this mark to come mark where the AI already had it covered. So he left this man wide open right at the penalty area, but he had two guys out there. He needed to trust those markers or switch to one of them. So that was a silly mistake, and I think he's going to pay. He should. They recovered nicely. That was good recovery by him and the AI. See, and that's good. Look at the marking, guys. Remember how bad the marking was last year. And I know it feels like, man, he's parking the bus. There's a lot. But you can beat this pressure. I have enough guys up there, which is another thing I want you to notice. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm literally attacking with all but my center backs right now. My two CDMs are pushed up at the top of the box. Right? My two wing backs are pushed up. And then, of course, my two wing mids are pushed all the way central, coming in as inside forwards, as they should. Shadow striker, Cam, and then an advanced forward. I mean, and you haven't seen me look vulnerable on defense, and I know it could be like, well, that opponent sucks. But not to the point where you wouldn't at least get some balls through if I had too many players up. So watch the recovery on this. Let's see what happens. Now watch. I shouldn't have shot that. I got the shot off, but that was never going in. I should have been patient. I mean, I could see an argument for a narrow tiki-taka type of style. For sure, and it absolutely could work if that's your thing, without a doubt. Good defense. Now let's go back to that. I want to show that again. That's important. Alright, so he says it. Now watch the defense as it works up. Look at the recovery, by the way. Look at the recovery. Look at everyone's already in shape again. Everybody is already... I just had 8 players in the attack. Everybody's already in shape again. So, here we go. Let's see how this turns out. Right? You see the players in position. Right? You ready? Watch the recovery. Everyone's marked good. Beautiful pass. Good pass. And good manual defense. Right? That's what it's all about. Now, what's the difference between that and FC25? And especially FC24? Well, before they patched last year, remember, the spacing was terrible, so it would have been like 8 defenders back there, and you would have said a prayer and said, I can't get through these guys. So I'm going to have to shoot a 50-yard ball. But even once they did make the initial nerf, right, of the AI, they didn't go hard enough, let's call it. And so you had players that would park the bus because individual defending was so hard, right? It was so hard jockeying to stay it with the attackers. Then if you did win the ball, half the time it would bounce back to them. It was a joke. Now all that's gone. But the main thing is they made it so the AI won't do the work for you. They'll mark as they should, but then if you got to take the defender over, you got to choose the right angles, choose the right time to commit, choose the right tackle, right? Choose when to pull out of position because you can win the ball or go and double team. And all defensive skills, real life. And they're all going to come to use because the movement's so much more realistic. The football and offense and defense is so much more realistic. So beautiful tackle by yours truly. So let's keep watching. And even though a narrow formation could absolutely work, I still truly believe playing wide and then coming into the middle is the way to go. I mean, look at this spacing, guys. Look at this. I mean, this is football, boys. I mean, that's football. He had no prayer. Guys, he had no prayer. Think about every rat who's relying on AI. They're not going to have a chance with the faster passing, with this no delay. And even if there is, you can just tell by playing the game. I'm telling you. If I'm wrong, I'm going to be so disappointed, and I could be. But you can tell with FC25 when you turn on like how the delay, it's like you can see it. You could see it from the start, that laggy slow motion, like they're stuck in the mud. Even in laggy games, which I had a few in the open beta, not a ton, but a few. Even those games, you can still play and you still can prevail. If you're even with someone, maybe the worst connection games will hurt you, but that's any game. But it's nothing like it was, guys. So let's rewind this and see this again. I mean, just utter brilliance and movement in this game, and it's gonna be fun, boys. This is gonna be fun, dude. I can't wait. Now watch this. Out wide. So immediately, look. So I worked it out to my right mid, and look where it's at already. I worked it out to my right mid, so I pulled the opposition way out right. Then once I got out there as like a decoy, now I worked it all the way to the left almost. As I got other players making runs, I'm spreading out the opposition because they're following me, they're opening up, they don't even know it. Now look, I went from all the way out wide right to all the way out wide left, all the way across the field, right? And I got players, as I'm doing that, my team's catching up to me. Look at these runs. I got one offside right now, but let's see. Look at that, dude. Just brilliance. And now there's options. He thinks I'm going to keep dribbling, and I'm going to slide it in for a tap in. And that's smart, because I could easily do that. But he's going to mark that hard, and I'm going to notice. So watch what I do. See you. Goal. Too easy, boys. And the biggest reason why, let me tell you what a non-skilled footballer would have done. Let me tell you what an FC25 rat would have done right there. And it's what makes it ridiculous and made it so annoying to lose to these low-skill rats. They would have just took the ball and went straight forward. Straight into all the defenders. They wouldn't have went wide to pull the defense out, then switch the field to pull the defense out, then back to the middle and then up back, then through. Right? They wouldn't have, they up back who? What's that? Through ball, right? And guess what would have happened? I would have read it, I would have went to intercept it, and they would have just ran through me, ran into me, and went in on a breakaway. If they tried to do that this year, right, they would have ran into me, and they would have went flinging past, and I would have took the ball at my feet for a good, clean tackle. Again, skill-based football. If I'm lying, I'm dying, and if I'm wrong, tell me. Where am I wrong, boys? Football. Even my opponent. That's good football right here, boys. This is good. Nah, he forced it there, but I also had good defense. I was patient. But he obviously forced it. Worked it wide, then I forced it, right? Or you could say good defense. My player stuck out his leg and went through his leg. Realistic. Okay. Good ball through. Good little sneaky ball. Good D. Guys, I want you to watch what happened there. Okay? And then we won't go too far. Where are we at time-wise? Because I could do this all freaking night. I love good football, and I know you guys do too, but at the same time, I'll let it play out after this. But I want you guys to watch that interception again. Boom. Now watch how I read this. Watch how I read this here. Watch. Ready? Boom. Saw it coming, switched to the correct defender, and took it right off his foot. There was no switching away from the player with the ball and then holding R1, switching away from the player with the ball and just letting him run into the AI. I mean, I was well marked. I didn't need to do anything myself. Even though, like, based on how defense works, he would have dribbled around like the AI defender. But I don't even have that habit because I'm not a little rat loser. I play football. I play the game to play good football to win. And that's why all of us who do that, we're going to be far ahead. I shouldn't say that. I should say I play to win by playing good football. I don't care about a win by taking shortcuts and not playing football. Who gives a shit? That's nothing to me. That doesn't prove anything. It's zero. It's as good as cheating. So all of us who play proper football are going to be so far ahead. And we already are. We already are. Let's see how I build up here. Good. Good. Oh my gosh, he missed it, but you guys see. So I want you to. I want to show you that run. Then we'll get into the tactics part. Here's this. Here's this beautiful defense again. I see where he's going. I anticipate it. I read it. Boom. Fake like I'm going out wide. Now, obviously, in any given time there, I could have went wide, but I wanted to play around with that central run and see how that worked out, and it worked brilliantly. I should have scored it. Flick on corners work really good. Near post headers work really good. Another barely missed shot. So just keep that in mind. They may end up having to nerf corners some. However, when I did mark good on corners, I didn't have problems, right? Whenever I held my marks good, followed them, watched the near post. If they had their big guy at the back post, watched there. I did pretty good marking. I didn't give up much at all of corners, but I did score a decent amount. It's almost like opponents couldn't understand the flick-ons were on. It's kind of like, remember, if you've played UFL, this is going to sound crazy, but imagine those flick-ons that you could do in there, but just more realistic. I swear, like Van Dijk flicking on the ball from the near post, back post. Players are there, it gets kind of in a skirmish, and then you knock it around, and a lot of times you can bang it in. Is it like a realistic goal? You could argue yes, but then you could also argue it's cheesy because it's not from open play. But it is what it is, and I believe it's defendable enough to where you can't argue with it too much. Anyways, moving on. Either way, we can only do with the game what we can, and if that's our biggest problem, we're lucky, right? We're lucky. So 4-2-3-1 wide. You see why I want to play a 4-2-3-1 wide now. So the goal is win the ball, work the ball out wide, then into the middle, right? You've seen, not only did I have a box crasher type of CDM, my second CDM was getting up and helping, okay? Now, am I going to be a little more conservative? Yes. But I'm going to have that attacking setup in there for sure. And let's just hope that glitch isn't in it where myself and some others couldn't save our other tactics. So we literally could only have one formation even if we didn't want to. Which in FC25 was fine because it was mainly just 4-2-1-3 or bust. But typically speaking, I like having a wide formation, a narrow formation, my regular my balance formation, then an all-out defense and an all-out attacking. That's what I like to have in my arsenal. But we'll get into this 4-2-3-1 wide. Not building, because I'm going to let you guys go have fun with the squad builders, right? Once you choose a player, it can be any player. Let's just choose Lamine Yamal. Then you have these light bulbs that show up, and you literally just click on those light bulbs, and it will help you connect with the players that give you the best chemistry, right? And you can find some absolute beasts doing this. I'll find one real quick before we move on. Boom. Arno Martinez. 79 pace, 74 defense is pretty low, actually. But nonetheless, I digress. Let's see if we got something a little better here. The girls can defend, but they're a little shorter, can be rough. Right here, boom. That is a beast. Vivian, 79 pace, 72 dribbling, 84 defense, 83 physical. A lot better than 74 defense, 71 physical, right? And by the way, just in case you guys didn't know it, and I got to find it now too. Hopefully I can find it. Remove all players. You can literally start from scratch whenever you want. But what I want to go to is this. Squad builder, tactics. Now I'm going to show you. I've already made some tactics. My tactics and formations. And it's just like the setups, right? And actually, if you can tell, I actually made a few more tactics than what teams I set up. But I made the tactics for those teams that I put together, right? You got the 4-2-3-1 wide, balanced wide. What that means is it's not an all-out attacker defensive. It's a balanced setup, but the wingers are set to stay wide. I want to use the absolute width, not cutting in on this one, okay? So that would be my wide setup. 4-2-1-3 balance. That's my German men's and women's team where it's more of a balanced setup. I'm in the 4-2-1-3, of course. 4-5-1 attack. That's my all-out attack with 1 CM, 2 cams, 2 wing mids that are coming inside, going all out. That's when we need a goal. We're trying to win the game at all costs. And then, of course, the 4-2-3-1 wide defense, right? You have the 4-2-3-1 wide balance wide, 4-2-3-1 wide defense, which is where I put my wingers on wing midfielder, literally wide midfielder, put them on defensive. Put my cam as defensive as I can, which is hard. There's not a real defensive. You have to manually pull them back. Strikers on false 9 because that's as deep as you can get them to go. Defense is on lockdown, stand back. We're trying to defend our opponents from scoring at all possible, right? So this is all organized already, and you should do the same. So what we're going to do is set up my 4-2-3-1 wide, balanced, regular. Not balanced wide, balanced, regular. So I go in here to tactics. I have a new tactics now, so it's 4-2-3-1 2, which is wide, right? Build-up style. For the wide balance, I have it on balance. Now it's going to be on counter. Now I'm going to go 70. So a good old high line. And then we will name it afterwards, right? And then look, you can import from the EA code. You can literally take a code from the game, like I make tactics, and I can bring a tactics into here and save them, right? So that's pretty cool how it connects to EA like that. But anyway, starting with keeper. They have that new keeper where you have goalkeeper, sweeper keeper, ball playing. Ball playing is a mix of goalkeeper and sweeper keeper, right? Defensively, they stay on their line. They don't come out, they don't rush out. And then offensively, though, they do push up to offer a passing lane. Me, I'm sticking with sweeper keeper. I want them up the pitch offensively and as a passing lane. I want them disrupting the attack if they can and helping out. You know, as a passing option, it's perfect. And build up. I want them pushed up, right? As high as they can go as an option. And they don't do anything crazy. So then, defender stays put just like last year. None of the other options work. You know, I'm not confident that they work good enough to touch me yet. Eventually, we'll be able to play with our defenders a little bit. But for now, you know, we can't. And did I switch this up yet? I don't think I did. So, that's where we're at right now. To go back over. And now, so you can see here, 4-2-3-1, because I had on the other screen, 4-2-3-1-2, counter high. Now we move to our wing backs. But actually, we're going to skip them for now. Or no, we actually have to, and I'll tell you why, okay? So, at this part, I would see what I'm working with here, right? But let's just say this is going to be my holding defend, but let's just say here, this is going to be my box crasher. It's either going to be box crasher or deep line playmaker. Not center half, not wide half. Just don't have enough intelligence on the AI movement with those two to risk messing up a whole team shape over using something I'm not familiar with. It's either holding, and we'll do double holding. Deep line playmaker, they'll sit back as like a quarterback, if you will, or deep playmaker, just like it says. Playing passes up from deep. Or my favorite, which is box crasher. This is one of the reasons why you saw so many players in the attack for me, because I had my CDM running from deep. It's a secret weapon, especially if you get a good, solid box crasher, great stamina, can get up and back, has decent defense, but can score goals, right? Because they're running all the way up. Deep line playmaker, they sit back, help the offense from like a static stationary place, basically. Not totally, but you get what I'm saying. They're more deep, they're more in this area no matter what. As a box crasher, they're up and back, but they're looking to score goals, make no mistake about it. So I have holding on one side, box crasher. On the side of the box crasher, I know they're making these runs straight through. So for this one, I'm actually going to go either wide playmaker where they start out wide and can come in, or I'm going to go winger where they hug the sideline, right? Then you can go balance or attack. I'd most likely go balanced, because then I'm there to receive the ball and I can always manually make runs forward. But to start, I probably would go wide playmaker, just because they're looking to get the ball. They can spray from out wide if they need to, but they can also cut in. Depends on what kind of player I get there to see if I would do a winger, bouncer attack, or a wide playmaker. And you can either go attack or build up. Build up's just too defensive, so I go wide playmaker. Attack, we have our box crasher, and then you can only go balance with the box crasher. On the other side, because it's a holding defend, I want them cutting in, right, and helping out almost like a second striker. So what do we do? Of course, inside forward and attack. So they'll move up almost like a second striker. I got coverage with the holding. And then centrally, I can either go playmaker, right, I can go playmaker, build up. I could go with balanced. I won't go roaming, right? It would be either playmaker build up or playmaker balance. Most likely balanced, right? Because build up, they drop further back. I'd go balanced, right? Roaming, I know they can move all over, and that could be useful, but I do like having the knowledge that they're in that central general area, right? And then, of course, if I go inside, or Shadow Striker, sorry, then they're automatically attack, and they're making runs up with this. So that's what I'm going to go for now. So I have these two acting as forwards, a third one coming in, a fourth with the box crasher, right? Then I'll have a wide playmaker. And you know what? Now that I think of it with how that's working, I'm going to go build up. Wide playmaker build up because I have so many players running in, right? That will just help balance it out. That will help balance it out. And which is why I may even go Shadow Striker, from Shadow Striker to playmaker here. But we're okay there. So last but not least, we go to our wingbacks. Last year, you just have it set up like this no matter what. 2 defender defense, 2 fullback balance. Well, obviously that gets ridiculously boring, and you have to manually run your defenders up and then hope they get back. And this year the recovery is great, I just showed you. But not only the recovery to get back on defense, but also on offense, the AI marking, everything's great, which makes for a great football game, as you're seeing with my league video, the other league videos from others. Like, you can tell where the game's going, which is a great direction. And because of that, we can now play one of these players either as an attacking wingback, inverted wingback, where they come in as a cam or shadow striker or whatever. Good old-fashioned false back, where they become a CDM or CM. Or instead of attacking wingback, just a regular wingback, which is what I'm doing. Now, I like using my wingback on the side of the holding mid, because then, if need be, that holding mid can go cover that area. Over here, you got all this traffic moving forward, so I need to have this player on fullback balanced. Always balanced, unless, well, you could say, oh, well, maybe if I have an attacking player on one side, I'd want fullback defend, so they drop more to the center and form a back three, so there's no gap. But I like balance, right? Because that allows them to defend where they need to defend, but also get out wide to provide a passing option, which I think is so important for a wing back. When those center backs have the ball, or you need to lay the ball, whatever it is, it's good to have one of those players that's, ready to go. It's good to have one of those players. So, let me see here. We'll go fullback bounce, then we'll go wing back here. So I like this new inverted wing back. It is so tempting, and then you could always play this wing mid as like a literal wide midfielder holding, so they defend more, and it'd be super attacking. It'd be super hard to watch that mark. Maybe you can, experiment with it. I did, and I had a blast with it, but not to the point where I'll use it competitively. Maybe one day, but I will go wing back over fullback because I trust in the recovery. And of course, it's support. I always go support because if you do balanced, right? And of course, attack would just be attacking wingback. But sometimes they'll move up the pitch and they'll attack, and then they'll stay up there even when we don't have possession, and then we're getting attacked, which leaves a big gap. But they're more cheating offensively. Whereas if you put wingback support, it's the perfect setup. They only will push forward once you win the ball. Otherwise, they won't attack. Right? Once we're there. Then we win the ball. Right? They can push up the pitch. But if we lose the ball, they're immediately back on defense. They don't get to stay up. Win the ball, they push up. Lose the ball, they're back on defense. It's perfect. So wingback support on the left side. And what will happen is my inside forward will literally cut inside here to work with my advanced forward. That leaves space for this overlapping wingback run. So that'll be an option that at the very least the opponent has to worry about. But we'll be able to get some gnarly balls in on the left side for sure. We have the coverage with the holding, the two center backs, keeper obviously. Then on the other side you got your box crasher getting up and down the pitch, running in. And then you have the wide playmaker that's kind of supporting, but still can cut in and will. Really, you really want this player to have a finesse shot on the left foot. And then you have the option with the shadow striker or playmaker with your central cam. For me, I went shadow striker here, and they'll work directly with the advanced forward. Attack is how you have the advanced forward under attack. And they'll work off each other with runs. Sometimes the shadow striker will still have a bit of a number 10 job. But for the most part, that's how they'll rock all out. Obviously, you see the kind of tweaks you can make. You can tweak it towards how you want to play. But I strongly suggest that you set up something that you can spread out the ball. Some tactics you can spread out the ball. Right? But still be able to attack down the middle. Still be able to exploit the holes that you create from pulling your opponent out wide, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully this helped you out. I'm going to go ahead and publish this, and I'm going to call it the 4-2-3-1 wide balance, and then you had wide. This one's 4-2-3-1 wide balanced. Let's call it regular attacking. I don't know what that means. To someone it would be confusing, but it's not all out attacking. It's regular attacking because it is more of an aggressive attacking setup, but it's the regular, right? Which this will most likely be my starting tactics as long as the team fits in, God willing. If not, 4-2-1-3 or 4-2-3-1 narrow. Simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. So you see all this, the tactics we already went through. The heck is this? A quick question. I don't know what that was for. My squads. You see some of my squads. I'll keep making more all the way up until, well, the companion app comes tomorrow, so that might be where I leave it. But yeah, guys, that should be all the preparation you could possibly need to kick butt in FC26. I mean, watching that game makes me so excited because I've got to play the game on the beta, which I'm telling you, it is every bit as good as it looks. To each their own. If somehow you can tell me you can go play another football game or just not play football at all after seeing how good that is, so be it. We are not from the same planet, but I respect your decision. For all the rest of us, let's get ready to have an absolute blast. So tomorrow, I will be going live as soon as I can. We will pick our leagues together. I'll show you why you still go Premier League no matter what. When I ask you what kind of starter team, what league, you get a men's and women's, you go Premier League no matter what. Simply because it's tradable players and you have a good chance of getting players to trade. Simple as that. Even if you're going a different route so you don't have to spend as many coins, you still want to put that out there. And then we'll go through the web app and get everything done we possibly can. Like in the past few years, it was very limited, but then I saw players spending FC points. I don't know if that's because they got the version of the game, or we'll have to see. But either way, we'll have some fun with it. 12 noon Central Standard. If I'm not around, I will be shortly after noon, but I'll try to make it on time. Until then, keep grinding, keep having fun. Get ready to rumble. Make sure, if you're not going to join my Discord where we provide all the help in the world, you are ready to hit the ground running and really focus, because there's a lot there, but you can do it. Peace out.